What's up, YouTube? Now before I start the video, I want to apologize for being super late to making a review on the New York Pro. And to make it up to you guys, I'm going to start uploading videos more frequently from now on, and I'm going to upload some extra videos this week. So in the men's open lineup, I have to point out the elephant in the room. Nick Walker. He absolutely killed this performance. Nick Walker's performance was so dominant that the only mandatory pose that I saw him losing was the rear lat spread to Justin Rodriguez. And even Justin's best pose, the back double bicep, was not good enough to beat Nick Walker's. So that should tell you something. And it's crazy to think that in my prediction list, I didn't even have Nick Walker cracking the top 2. The improvements Nick Walker made from the 2020 Chicago Pro to the 2021 New York Pro were insane. His abs, quads, conditioning from the front were all very improved. And if Nick keeps improving at this rate, he will definitely be a top contender at shows like the Mr. Olympia and Arnold Classic in no time. With Justin, I expected him to win the show, but he was a bit sharper at the Indy Pro, although he still looked fantastic at the New York Pro. Nick was just way too far ahead. Hassan Mustafa, on the other hand, still lacked the level of conditioning he needs to dominate shows like this, so he rightfully received a third place placing. At the Indy Pro, I had Dorian Haywood in third place, and I think the judges saw their mistake in placing him a little bit too low, and the judges rightfully gave Dorian a fourth place. Muhammad El Imam, like Justin, looked sharper at the Indy Pro, and if he can improve his arms, his hamstrings, and control his midsection better, I could see him doing a lot better in pro shows. And how could I forget about Blessing? He brought so much attention to this show and built up so much hype for the New York Pro, but once again, he failed to deliver. He still needs a lot more size and muscle maturity to place higher, which is why he was 6th. And that's also why Blessing was not even in a single call-out with Nick Walker. He said he would destroy him, but we all saw how that turned out. But what I am glad to see is that Blessing and Nick squashed their little Instagram beef, and it's nice to see that they're friends now. As for the rest of the men's open lineup, I was not impressed at all with anyone. I expected On Wen to do pretty well, but he was way too soft, and guys like Morgan Asti and Camilo Diaz just don't have what it takes to be a top bodybuilder. In 212, I expected John Jewett to win based on how good he looked at the Indy Pro, and it was really close between him and Nathan Epler, and the scorecard reflects this. But who really stood out to me in the top call-out was Noel Adame. Noel Adame is the kind of bodybuilder who doesn't really look so impressive on his own, but you put him in a call-out line and suddenly he stands out because of his size. I think Noel looked very good and was probably winning pose for pose, and based on a lot of comments that I saw, it seems like a lot of the fans agree with me. I also like Derek Goslin, but I think he still needs to make some improvements to his physique. In classic physique, Danny Younan rightfully won. He was the top contender going into the show, and not so surprisingly, he ended up winning. Runner-up Zeke Andrews looked great. He was super shredded and even made Danny Younan, the winner, look soft in some poses. And just with some added size, he'll be a great competitor in the future. That's going to be all for today, guys. And if you enjoyed the video, make sure you guys like, subscribe for all kinds of new bodybuilding videos every week. Peace.